Ajax Low, Camarah, Walleed, Havok House, Low Life's in the building, carrying the culture. We linking up. So, yo, this is official tissue here. We're just gonna do this. Like I said, we're just gonna rock, chop this up, edit it up, and everything. We're here at Graybeard Recording Studios. Thank you very much. What's your name again? I'm sorry.
Monty.
Monty, yeah, hosting us, man. So, it's nice and cool in here. It's hot as fuck outside. So, we're just gonna chop it up, man. Like I said, I got tons of questions. We've rocked for a while, like through the music and stuff like that, and just Instagram. But it's always important to, in my opinion, to link up in the physical. And it's like I always say, if I fuck with you on Instagram, I want to fuck with you in real life. I don't fuck with people on Instagram, but if I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you on Instagram, real life, no life. You know what I mean? So it's like, I tell people, they'd be like, oh, thanks for playing. I'm like, yo, I like your music. That's why I genuinely fuck with you. If I don't, wouldn't be here. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? I'm driving.
Appreciate
you. You know, so I mean, I genuinely, rock with your music. We genuinely, fuck with you, and stuff like that. So just gonna chop it up and get into some things. So first of all, like, I want to go back. I always like to go back to, like, I'm a history dude. I like to know, like, how it started, because anybody that's not from New York or Boston or really New York or LA, it's like I want to hear their story, right? I'm from Connecticut, so my shit's different. I mean, it's like you're from here, so like, all right, Framingham. Let's go back to little Camarah, little Ajax, causing trouble, locking people out of the studio. Like, what was it like? I just want to hit it, for a little bit. You guys have just your stories in terms of just where you guys came from. I mean, that's important to me.
Well, no, go. You the historian, fan. Go ahead.
Well, for me in Framingham, it was like a factory town, but we also like went through a time where they shut down General Motors and Avery Dennison. So when they shut that down, Framingham became, which was the biggest town in the whole United States at one point, but now it's the city. But it became like a ghost town. So you pretty much stayed in your own neighborhood, and it was fun for me growing up. It was Italians, Puerto Ricans, black kids, Jewish kids, all playing baseball. It was like the Sandlot, you know what I mean? Playing basketball, going to White Hen Park, but they call it now AV Park. But it was White Hen Park at one time because there used to be a White Hen store there. And we just played sports. We'd play Manhunt. I guess they call it Infected now, but it used to be called Manhunt. And
what's that shit?
Manhunt is where one squad looks for another squad, and you have to get each other. Like,
we did that. We don't know what we called it, but yeah,
it's called Manhunt. You're basically training yourself for the police chases or something. Yeah. You know, but it was fun because in Beaver, like, there'd be fences and bushes you could run through and cut through, and through that, we grew friendship with each other, and we grew bonds, and we got to hear all types of music. You were speaking earlier about like wanting to hear salsa or merengue. In our neighborhood, that's what you heard. You heard merengue, you heard salsa, but you also heard like Van Halen with Def Leppard, Motley Crue, Guns N' Roses. So it was like a mix of music that we'd hear in our neighborhoods, and that was basically it for me. Like, I don't know how was it.
Were you in the same neighborhood?
Nah,
or like...
So I originally I was born in Chicago.
Okay.
And then my father was he was a musician. He was a arranger, producer. He did stuff for Natalie Cole, People Bryson's first album and stuff. So I was born in Chicago. I lived in LA growing up till about '86, and then we moved to Framingham. And I was here for about a year, and I was getting in too much trouble at the McCarthy Elementary School. So then we moved to Natick, which is the town right over, and we lived in these apartments or whatever, which is down the street, right around the corner from Beaver, where he grew up.
Right down the street. Yeah.
And so I was sort of the other town over, and but where I live is more more white people. There was a couple of black families, a couple of Hispanic families, but there's more white people. You know what I mean? And so to get that flavor, you had to go to Framingham. And so
he was always a Framingham.
So and since my where I live was right down the street from Beaver, I would always be down there.
And walk.
We'd be in our own thing, getting into my own trouble with I had a different crew of people that that I would kick it with, and we would always see each other, run into each other, see each other at the mall, different spots, and have similar people that we knew or whatever, and because of my musical, my father, he was a professor at Berklee College of Music out here.
Oh, okay, word.
He was a professor. Yeah, he was a professor.
Wow.
Big deal. He's rushing over a whole thing about his pops.
I mean,
Right.
no, that's
First of all,
the college. I've heard that like Berkeley. I've heard that like for I think it's Berkeley. It's either them or some other place where like if you were trained in something else, a style of music, they charge you more when you go there because they got to untrain your fuckery and teach you really how to do it. I think it's I'm not sure if it's that school, but it's like I don't even do music in this. I know Berkeley. You know what I'm saying? Like,
ask him how he got his name though.
It's expensive.
Ask him how he got his name.
So my godfather's a jazz pianist, Ahmad Jamal, who my
Ahmad
father,
Jamal.
they both came up in Chicago, and my father was in Camarah's band, and he was one of the first people to play at the White House and all.
Yeah.
thank you for like, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't drive. Hold on, stop for a minute,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Thank
I
you.
did not drive up here in this heat on this fucking bumpy ass road 90
Yeah.
to hear half a story. So
Yeah.
spill it,
You
man. I
left
mean,
all
like
that
this
out.
is very important because now that you don't have IG and all this shit, like you know what I mean? Because a man on IG, Gav Redmond, he gonna flip out when he sees that I was up
shout
here.
out to Gav.
Yeah,
Shout out to
Ah.
Shamrock. Shamrock, supporter rocks.
Yeah, so
Chosen.
Chosen.
So yeah, don't skip
yeah,
over
he's
shit.
going over
Nah,
some-
nah,
Yeah,
nah.
so
Give it
so
to us.
I mean he grew up in Chicago in the jazz era. Ahmad Jamal, he knew Quincy Jones. He did stuff with Dinah Washington. He was in Sunrise band when he first got his start.
Your pops.
My pops.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of
he,
your favorite rappers sample from his pop.
I mean, there's a lot of samples. I mean,
Name a song.
You could pull up his name on like who sampled who, and you'll find Daz Effects, Kanye, Redman,
Nas Effect,
mad people,
Alcoholics.
Richard Evans, yeah. So Richard Evans, man, he sampled a lot of songs that you heard, classic hip hop songs. It was my pop. Matter of fact, Biggie's "What's Beef." That's off his. That's his album. That's his song. What? Biggie's "What's Beef" song is his song from "It's Close to You" on his album. It's on the Richard Evans "Dealing with Hard Times" album. The song at the end called "Close to You." If you listen to the strings, that's the same sample as "What's Beef" from Biggie. So they sampled him. So he's been sampled mad songs.
Come from the incubator.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Like
So
the fucking.
So I came up in the music. We lived in LA.
Where in LA? I used to live in LA
I
too.
lived in Granada Hills.
That sounds rich. I don't think I was there. Yeah,
we had a nice house.
Yeah.
Man.
I wasn't there. I was in Hawthorne.
Okay.
And I was in Hawthorne and I was in Inglewood for a minute. So I
Okay,
figured.
Inglewood.
So we was looking up.
Yeah, no, he was doing well. He was doing well.
Yeah.
But things kind of fell apart out there, and that's what brought us. He was offered the position at Berkeley, so we came out here. We actually was living at the Red Roof Inn when we first moved here, and then we eventually was able to get an apartment and everything. But yeah, he like I said, he did stuff with Natalie Cole, people, Bryson.
Is he still doing music or anything? I mean,
He actually passed away
rest in
in
peace.
2014. He passed away. He was born in 1932, right?
Okay.
So he was older. My mother was born in 1950. So there was an age gap.
yeah,
so
yeah.
I got really two generations of different raising. My pops was older. My mother was 1950. But he passed away, and but his music, his music's still here, and so that's what kind of he always had music equipment like pianos and reel-to-reels and samplers. I still got my TR-808 that he had on my Lynn drum machine. That a lot of 80 songs was made on those Lynn drum machines. I still got it in my basement. So in his Fender Rhodes, all that. So we'd
have sessions down there.
So
mind you, the man would open the door for me. Hey, how you doing, Jackson? And just let me down the stairs.
Yeah, man.
This is before the internet. I didn't even think to like really Google it, till I realized, wow, like this dude's he's ill.
Like, he's that
and he had
dude.
platinum and gold records all on the wall and everything. You could see it.
Still got the
It was
record.
inspiration for us. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm gonna get signed. I'm gonna get signed. I got something better though. I got a friendship and a bond with him.
when was this? Like
This was
time wise?
94, maybe 93.
93. So yeah, 93.
Roughly how old were you guys?
I was a freshman, maybe 13, 14.
Yeah, I was
in high school.
I was
We were
like
in high school, yeah.
I was like 14, 15 years old.
We met in front of Woolworths. We were going to fight the same kids. We were
Yeah.
There was a group of kids.
So you guys are like mid 40s roughly or something.
Yeah. I'm 46.
past 40.
I'm 46.
pushing 50.
I'm 46, man.
I'm
So
pushing 50.
so yeah, now we so we linked up. We run into each other, and And then my cousin just passed away, Chris Walker, just passed away last week. He was rapping. Him and my man Mario Simmons, they would dance. They were like in the house and to like just dancing. Like break dancing,
Y'all should have a battle after this.
So they were nice. So I was heavy in the house messing with, I mess with it, man.
You ever been to the loft?
Yeah, used to come up. We used to come up.
You probably ran.
I used to come up. I used to go to the loft. I used to go to Cambridge too. Well, I used to go to raves a lot.
Okay, yeah.
So we used to come up to Cambridge. There was this. I used to be in pop battles with cats and stuff. So because they would have like a hip hop room. But yeah, we went to the definitely to the loft.
Yeah, man. We used to go to.
We went to the loft. We used to go up to I used to go up to Nashua too.
Yeah,
we did that.
So that's what
we
we
had
used to
MC
go there.
battles. They had MC
That's what we
We used
first
to go to
had our
Brattleboro.
first-
Get it in up there. Manchester. New
Okay.
Hampshire.
Oh yeah, Manchester.
To get it in up
We
there.
used to be up there.
Yeah, so
we'd be around, man, and so they was doing that. And,
crazy.
And we used to, it was like, oh, we gonna rap. So dudes try to rap, and then how we linked up is so we linked up. So I had got arrested, man, I had gun possession. I had got arrested for gun possession. And we had, it was just I was in the wrong place at the wrong time, really. And the girl that had beef with the girls that I was with was the cousin of his girlfriend at the time.
That's the way back, yeah.
This is back. So I started seeing them chicks at the little club or whatever, and I started trying to holler at her. So I was like, yo, I hollered at her. And luckily we linked up, me and old girl, and then I would go over there, and that's how we started.
We started seeing each other.
They
were telling me, yo, his dad can get you signed. That's how they sold it to me.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean?
Because people don't know. They don't know. They just.
So I gave him a demo tape, and he said, yeah, it was cool. But I'm thinking he's handing it off to his dad. He's not handing it off to his dad. His pops.
My pops was like,
bigger
man,
things to do. He's teaching.
Get off that rap. He used to be like, come get this bass and do this, jazz and do that. He was about the music, and I'm like, nah, man, that's that old shit. Like, we gonna do this. And so we always would bump heads on the music tip because it just wasn't. He wanted me to learn actual notation and this, that.
You didn't want to do that.
I was like, nah.
But to give him credit, he did sit us down one time and try to set up the studio. If you see it, we cleaned it up. He would teach us.
Yeah.
But we didn't. I don't think
So then you how were you getting into music, Jackson?
Well, for me, it wasn't accessible. Like I wasn't even allowed to listen to secular music, any kind of music, because it was of the devil. Because I was in church, I was a Pentecostal Christian. Both my parents went to Bible college. So movies was out of the question.
Yeah, like,
earrings. Girls.
That's why you a wild motherfucker.
Girls
right
couldn't
now.
wear. Yeah,
That's why you a straight psychopath right now.
The pastor's kids, I guess. You got to prove yourself.
Nutty motherfucker,
I don't know,
you.
But yeah, so I had to sneak music around tapes and everything like that.
Explains why you're
so yeah,
cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah, so I had to hide my tape. I would get in trouble. I would get in trouble if I got caught with like a tape or rap music, anything like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was very strict. It was very strict for me.
So that it's funny because that really means that you wanted it though. You know what I mean? Like you were really about like. When you go through, you're about to get your ass beat or something or whatever it is, punishment or whatever, like, you still sneaking or whatever, like, so then, okay, so you're getting the music, and was that the main thing for you? Like, you just had to have it, or?
Yeah, I don't know I wanted to do something. I couldn't DJ, I couldn't break dance, I tried the b-boying, I was terrible at it, you know what I mean? The graffiti I was doing all right with. But the writing, I like the writing, and it was, I think it was around, I started writing when Ice-T was in New Jack City, and he had the OG album out, Original Gangster album.
Original
and
Gangster.
I love that. I love the Raiders, the look of the Raiders, the stance of the Raiders with the Queen Lover, as you will, tank top, the Queen Lover, we call them Queen Lovers now, and he was rocking that, and I thought it was dope how it looked. Him, Redman, watching Redman, Tretch, from Naughty by Nature, like watching when he was doing the Ghetto Bastard, OPP, all that. I just Cypress Hill, you know what I mean, Onyx, and that just lured me in even more to start writing.
So all right, so you got into it, and now where's your mom with it now, and how's?
Well, like then this is what happened. See, unfortunately, my father got incarcerated, so that put the leash off a little loose. She went back to school, which made the leash even looser because now she's studying to get her degrees, for a better life. We're living in Beaver Park, our neighborhood, and she just wants us to get out of there.
Okay.
So that enabled me to like go out, later, listen to the music I liked, you know, get the tapes I wanted. And what did we have? We knew the same people that worked at Coconuts too, right? At one time?
Yeah.
Security there, and we get tapes, you know what I mean?
Take tapes.
On the fly, you know, and that's what we did. We get the tapes with the instrumentals and start rapping.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And we go for rides, you know, little ride, you know, the rides I'm talking about, back roads, and listen to music and freestyle. And that's where we honed our skills, was freestyling. But his older brother was the one that really got us.
My older brother was.
I hated freestyle, but his brother really got us into freestyle.
But he wasn't trying to be no rapper. He just did it because he liked to be in. You know, we had the instrumentals.
It was culture. It was culture.
Just be ciphering everybody rapping.
Just over like just
40 ounces.
Instrumentals, customers,
Phillies
Scarface.
We did that too, and it's funny. I mean, where it went. I mean, some people that's what you did back then, and some people obviously took it further. But like, yeah, that was just part of. That was just part of it, right? And here's the thing: nobody ever said, "Hey guys, you want to go out and do some hip hop today?" It was just like we just, yo, I got some cans in the car. You want to go right? Yo, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
we had the book bag, not to be backbaggers, but because we had either the 40 ounces or the Krylons.
Yeah,
in the bag,
shit in there, like the banger in there. I got the box cutter. It was always like, yo, let's catch up. You want to or whatever. Somebody start drinking and smoking, whatever. Somebody automatically start spitting.
Yeah.
Everybody had a hand style, even if you wasn't a writer. Yeah. So I mean, the fact that you guys were just doing that, you know what I mean, is like, so. When did Havok House come in? Were you taking it serious then, or it sounds like you were just fucking around though?
No, we ended up taking it serious because I started working at a hip hop clothing store in downtown called Hip Zeppy, downtown Framingham. They ended up opening them in Cambridge and downtown Crossing, Boston, and in Brockton as well. But the Hip Zeppy that I was in was the flagship. They started there, and I would just look at this magazine, and on the back it showed me studios where you could rent. So that gave me the idea we could probably record our own albums there. And then, that, of course, in the back of the magazines, they show you disc makers. So that's where the first company who started pressing our own tapes. Is disc makers. It was like, yo, I don't even need a record deal. I could just do it on my own. That's where it hit me, at least. At the time, other groups were still doing it. I'm not saying I'm the first, but it was other rappers. I think Too Short was doing it. Groups on the West Coast were doing it big. Natis, I think his name was Natis. He was like
I'm not sure, but yeah, they
did that devil rap.
There were people doing it, definitely.
From Detroit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Natis was Satan backwards. And he was doing it like Nate Sean or something.
Oh, Nate, yeah.
It was crazy. It was, I forget.
El Sham or something.
But he showed me like, yo, you could do your own. You could do it on your own, individual, like by independent. So we would do that, do the music, go to the studio, and
when was this?
So this is like we really started. That's when we first put the album, but we really started making it like because this shout out to Rob O, he would come through and he would start messing with I had a drum machine. He started messing with it. And we had a little sampler, and you can only sample back then. You can only sample like 8 seconds or something like that. So you make a little, and then you loop it on. We had a 4-track tape. We loop it on there. And then I had to do it at live across the street. You come in sometimes you play like guitar or whatever.
Rest in peace to Jay.
Jay, and we would just make beats on that, and then. This is about 93, 94, 95 we was doing, and then he was really the head dog like that, really put it together, like, you know, and we had different dudes that rap, but he was the one like, yo, we should go to this studio, I can get disc makers, this and that. He was the one showing us all that. We were like, okay, let's do it. And so and
it's like you said,
95, 96, that's when we first put out our first tape, Havok House, the Legacy Begins.
Oh shit!
And I maybe did a bunch of production on there. He had some other production from some other heads on there.
What I would do too, I was foul. I'd take the piece that he'd make, go to the studio, and just record on it, like without him even being there, not understanding the process. That's foul stuff when you think about it. Yeah. Taking his beat, going there, recording, doing all these songs without him being there, without even having it wasn't even files. Was it like a 4?
No, it was like a 4-track. It was like a 4-track tape. He'd have.
Yeah, I'm lucky he didn't take my head off of it.
But the thing was, I didn't care because it was gonna be on tape. I'm like, yo, we're gonna be on tape. Like I didn't, back then. I'm like, yo, we just gonna be on tape.
The quality could have been much better. Cause now when I hear it, my ear cringes. Cause it's like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, so I didn't really care. It was like, oh, we're gonna be on tape. We go to the studio. We thought, yo, we in the studio now.
The studio was lit. The studio was lit.
And we bring mad heads to the studio. It was just our first experience. So it was like, it was cool. We first got that first taste of it. You know what I mean?
I do want to go back for a second because this is very important to me, man. So real quick, back to the Framingham stuff. So, like, 2 things. One, Boston gets a Boston has a reputation for being foul and the racist shit, and I've seen some shit when I've been in Boston, like, and I've been around and heard about Harvard. I mean, Boston has that rep.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I always ask people from that area or whatever, but like specifically, what's the vibe like in Framingham? For me, I love going places I've never been before, even if it's a small place, little place. I'm like, oh, what's the energy? I just like to know, like, cause I fuck with you guys, so I'm like, okay, so are there other cats like these cats that I fuck with? You know, like, what's Framingham about, like, just in general? Like, how would you guys sum it up?
I don't really recognize the Framingham that we grew up. Like, it's different now. It's much different now. There's more Latinos, more blacks, more ethnic. It's more the South Side.
Now, you're saying?
Yeah, it's
now.
more urban, would you say?
Yeah, it's definitely more urban.
It's not like how it was growing up for us. And
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't like that. Let me try.
Because now it's more, it was like territorial beef, but not really. Now, from what I understand, the kids are going to different. They're following suit to whatever's going on in New York and Chicago. Like,
yeah, they're trying
it's
to
like mini-
emulate.
it's a mini thing of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Connecticut, from what I understand, I remember hearing stories about.
Oh, Connecticut's wild too. I
those
mean, in the
gangs
cities, yeah.
All those gangs that was out there. Back
Yeah,
in the
that
day.
was that.
So
Fucking,
it's more than that than hip hop out there. There are kids trying to do rap music, but it's some are doing their traditional hip hop, and some are sticking to the drill.
right. Wow. So, like, so you're saying, like, you said it's more, more diverse, but you're saying is that necessarily? Sounds like you're saying, is it negative? That
It could be. You know,
Yes.
this is a very fertile ground, a hotbed for. It could go either way. It could be good or bad. And one of these old timers told me that. He told me that years ago, like in 2010. This place is fertile. Like if I wanted to, because he's a positive speaker. Shout out to Darren. He talks about anti-gangs, but he said this place right here is very fertile for gangs.
Right.
The gang culture. I looked at him like, you're crazy. Like I didn't see it, but he was right. Like looking now,
Right.
and seeing what's going on, and now these kids are going at it, and not only that, they're going at each other on the gram or on Snapchat, and it's getting serious.
So let me ask you this, like, because a lot of times, what I've noticed is that when in mid-sized cities and mid-sized towns, if there was one or two major employers, which we talked about, which are no longer there, then you have there's people like, what do we do now? And like, because I look at like, so here's the thing I noticed. I mean, I drove in. I'm like, where the fuck is any type of grocery store or any type of I didn't see any this.
You'll see it. It's over, but it's Brazilian. There's a lot of Brazilian.
Right.
And shout out to all my Brazilian peoples. There's a majority of them here who have their own businesses.
Yeah.
They have their own grocery stores. You'll see it if
Right.
after this if you want me to go for a ride. But it's a lot of Brazilian culture in here now as well.
Oh,
Like
okay.
they shut it down when the World Cup and all that, and it gets shut down.
So
They have Brazilian festivals here. It's dope to see.
Okay, yeah, I went to the one in New York one time. That shit was crazy.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy. All right, so I just wanted to definitely touch on that. I mean, what's in it was Boston an influence at all? I mean, being it's so close, were you
I would
going there,
say
rocking there
for
and
me
stuff?
it would be because it would be like they come over here. A lot of dudes from Boston. They call COB, City of Boston. They take the train. You can take the train from the South Station, North Station, into Framingham, and they come out here for the girls or whatever, or do what they do. And we noticed they'd be wearing the B hats with the three stripes, the Adidas, the top tens, the form lows, the shell toes.
Yeah.
So we adapted that style. Like we got some of that style and some of the slang, but we get the influence from East Coast flavor, the New York, Connecticut. I met dudes from Connecticut too who would tell me about the gang culture and the hip hop stuff.
Yeah.
Newport, I think Newport was around. They had a rap group out there too, which I think you posted a video of once on your page, and it reminded me of what Homeboy is telling me about Connecticut. But not to get off subject.
But yeah, no, Boston. Boston has an influence.
We go out to Boston.
And we would go out there to do, what I mean?
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
go
only
back and
45
forth.
minutes.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what it was for me. Like in Connecticut, I was an hour and 15 minutes from New York, so I was always there. I mean, so I came up here sometimes, but I was mostly there. I mean, I came up here. I came to Boston a few times with my man. Used to go to the famous sneaker store,
Oh.
Harry the
Harry
Greek.
Greeks, Harry the Greeks, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
we-
where you get the Adidas.
Yeah, we used to go there. He was telling me,
Yo,
the
that's
Adidas.
crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
Harry
went
Greeks.
there a couple times. It's still around. I don't know if it's still around.
No, it's not
Yeah,
around
it's
anymore.
gone, man.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
shut
I
down.
went. This was like
That's where you get your Carhartt, your
Yeah.
Champion hoodies.
Yep.
Them heavy hoodies.
yeah. I went there. I copped like two, but this was like 90, 92, 93.
It had to be, yeah. Yeah.
So all right, back to that Havok House. So then, how did that form? Was it where you guys are? I mean, like, was the obviously was the low culture stuff beforehand? Like, how did?
Well, I was
What's the
rocking a
transaction?
lot of polo too. So I was
Yeah.
wearing polo, but not head to toe. I'd have like a couple hats, a couple shirts, and stuff like that. And I was doing like you know what kids do when they steal from stores and stuff like that. So I was already kind of like that. I'd have to hide my clothes again because I couldn't. How am I going to explain where I got the money for the clothes? So I had a closet under the couch. I kept all my shirts and stuff like that. I go to Marshall's and steal me a starter shirt with a Georgetown or UNLV starter, UNLV, steal coats from
I hear
them
you.
all.
I had sticky figures too.
Yeah,
I was-
so I mean now, I don't do that now, but back then it's like I just needed it. But where were we going?
low.
The low
and then
culture.
to have it
Okay,
also
so then
have-
Mr. Moore, shout out to Mr. Moore. He was friends with Thurston Howell's sister, and he was looking at the photos that she had of her brother, and lo and behold, Thurston Howell had a whole crew of dudes that rock polo. And he told me, "Yo, Jack, her brother wears polo from head to toe, and they all wear polo." I didn't believe it. I was like, whatever, like. Nah, no one wears more polo than you. Know how you are. You're the master of the universe.
Oh,
You think
okay.
you're the only one wearing polo the way you do. And come to find out, I met the dude, and he had polo.
Yeah,
head
of
to toe.
course.
And I saw the pictures, and he would tell me the stories of that. And I was like gassed. Like, I was like, yo, I'm gonna start low lives here. And he told me not. Like he didn't want me getting involved in anything negative where he wouldn't deal with me. And with me, that was like, nah, because he was starting his rap stuff. He was Big Vic Low, the Barbarian. He wasn't even on Thurston Howell in the third yet. He went back to New York maybe, when he went back to New York, then he was Thurston Howell. But
So you met him out here.
I met him out here.
Yeah, Framingham.
He would come out here. And so, like, he was Big Vic Low, the Barbarian when he was out here. When he went back to New York, I think that's when the Thurston Howell the third started.
Oh wow! So this must have been a while ago.
This was right around when the double album came out. The Wu double album came out.
Yeah, so like 96.
96, 96, yeah, 96.
When he started really coming out.
Okay.
But in between those, like in 94, 95, 96, I would be around him.
So he was coming out here.
He was coming out here, and I'd get him treats, like
Yeah.
the trees. When he was out here, or we'd hook up, drink some 40s, like that's when 40s was in, or a gallon or whatever,
Right.
and just rap freestyle. He was a freestyle fanatic too. I hated that too. I hated freestyling again, but it's like it always went back to freestyling.
Yeah,
But he just started rapping though. He was just starting to rap. He wasn't into rap. He was just in Brownsville doing crazy Brooklyn stuff, being in NYC, and then he just started writing.
And he was coming out to see a shorty.
No, his sister.
Oh, his sister was out here.
Yeah, his family.
His sister was out here.
His sister was already out, and then his youngest sister moved out here.
Okay.
So that's how that all came about. Is he'd be coming up here?
His family, yeah.
Yeah. So I was around. Plus, we share the same cousins. We have cousins. We're not related, blood related, but we have a similar cousins. It's funny. It's funny how we're all intertwined. But it was through Mr. Moore, and little by slow, we started trading polo. I started getting into the culture more. He didn't want me around the bull though, like all the drama. He tried to keep us out of that loop because there was a lot of stuff that goes on with
It
that.
still is.
Yeah, it still is right now to this day.
Yeah,
like,
a lot of-
and I didn't know it at the time, but I'm glad that he kept us kind of away from it until it was time to introduce people, certain people in the low life culture.
Yeah, it's funny because I don't see you guys like really a part of that so much.
Yeah,
And I see it as like a separate entity kind of, but official. But it's interesting, And that's. But I don't see y'all mixed up in the bullshit.
Yeah,
it's like
no.
because there's a lot like.
We're blessed to know all the chill dude like
Right.
Big Boo, Chip Low, Ajax. Shout out to Ajax Son Low.
We have some low. Yeah.
Classic from RLPC. That's a
Yeah.
whole other crew.
Yeah.
We were just blessed to just know the so far the righteous ones, and not saying that not all of them are righteous, but they have their own history and we got to stay out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
has nothing. It's none of our business.
Right.
We're just there. You know what I mean, to help with the culture.
Right.
But we do go to some of the cookouts. Some of the thing is, we have kids now. Like I told you, one was born in 2010, one was in 2012. So when they started having all these cookouts and all these events, we had to pick and choose which ones we could go to.
Yeah.
And like one of his kids' birthdays around the same time that they have the cookout.
Yeah.
So we rarely get to go to the cookouts as well. Like with him at least, he went to one, right? The cookouts.
I think I remember to. Yeah.
But when we go there, it's all love. We shout out to Rack Low.
Right, yeah.
And that's how I met Rack Low. Was they were part of the Spit Squad, and he was Rack Low, and Spit in Your Face. He had all that stuff going on.
Okay.
And Lyricist Lounge, like we knew about M before M even blew up. Like Vic was telling me about him.
Oh, word?
Yeah. I'm like, there's no way, no how some kid's gonna take over, and he was right. Even with the Lyricist Lounge stuff, it was crazy how he would tell me about that. The Rap Olympics, Wendy Day, all that stuff. I would just pick his brain all the time. Just sit there and ask question after question.
Right.
And he took the time out to listen, and he took the time out just to even answer my question.
That's dope. That's dope. So then, how did Havok House officially start, and what was the idea behind that? Just
The Havok House was just to be a group. Everyone had a crew, like the Hit Squad. I wanted to model it after Hit Squad, like how the Hit Squad had Redman, EPMD, Daz Effects, like that type of thing.
Right.
That's what I wanted to copy, really.
Right.
Yeah, because it was just different guys, different members, man, different groups.
Or Juice Crew, like how the Juice Crew was, or how NWA was. Like they had their own little crews within crews, from
Right.
what I understand.
So who's in Havok House? We're missing somebody prominent. I wish we could. He's supposed to be. It's not it's an official bill we're having, but without this person here to lock
Mateo
him out,
Getz.
yeah. Fuck that.
Shout out to Mateo Getz. He's working right
He's
now.
getting that paper.
Yeah.
So who's in the squad? Like
The
you got-
original squad was me, Camarah, Walleed, Father Time, who goes by Power and Grace, God Forbid, who was the Handsome Devil. He ended up being a group with Thurston Howell and Power and Grace.
Called Alaskan Fisherman.
Alaskan Fisherman.
Okay, I heard of that.
Then we have Misbehave. Shout out to Misbehave from Lenox, Boston, the projects out there, Lenox.
Lacey,
Yeah, Lacey. Shout out to Lacey, Misbehave. And then we had Jay Scott and Mr. Moore, who Billy Bars. He goes by Billy Bars. Ooh, Mr.
And we had
Robbo.
Eyes.
Blind Drifter, Blind. So there was a lot of. We were like a big, like hieroglyphics too.
Mhm.
Don't let me leave that out. Like hieroglyphics, Another Level. Like I listened to those rap groups too as well. So that influenced me with wanting to have a crew of rappers.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 'cause I think our original name was like the Scabbers
Scabbers
Pack or
Pack.
something.
And
Noise
I would look
Boys.
through, I would look through the dictionary and look for words like Scabbers was rough. You know what I mean? So I was like rough and rugged. Thank God we never stuck to that one. But
I think I wouldn't be here if you did.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't have.
Yeah, but then XL and G Square told me, yo, stick to your name. Jackson's a dope name. And G Square, shout out to G Square from the Creators. And XL from the Creators. I stuck with Jackson. And then I added in affirmative Jackson and Ajax Low because everyone was saying Ajax anyway instead of Hey Jax. Jackson, they started saying Ajax. And I was like, yo, that has a good ring to it, Ajax Low.
Gotcha.
And Has from the Low Lives said the same thing. It was weird. He was like, yo, I don't know why I want to call you Ajax. And it made sense. I was like, all right, that's my cue. Keep Ajax. And he was in a group with P. P from the boot camp clip.
Oh, word?
Yeah,
Crazy.
Sean Price. So those two were a rap group first. So I was like, with the name thing, it was like, then I stuck with Ajax. So I have a moniker. You know how they had the Wu Gambinos, Nas put Escobar? That was our way of like changing our names. Like he was Camarah Walleed, but then he became Button Low. I was Affirmative Jackson, but I became Ajax Low. We each had our Getz. Then I met Mateo Getz. He was a younger kid from the neighborhood in Golden Child. Golden Child's a kid I grew up with. He was a DJ.
Yeah, he was part of Havok House as well, Golden Child.
Okay.
And his son right now, Zay Skills, is now like pushing the movement of Havok House even further.
Oh, wow.
Because now he's making it a show, he's making it a venue, and he's working with high school kids.
Yeah.
And this is Zay Skills. He's only, what, 20?
Yeah,
He's not even 21 yet. Yeah, he's only 20.
That name
My
sounds,
godson, shout
that
out
name
to Zay
sounds
Skills.
familiar for
'cause
some reason. Like, I don't know
Well,
why.
he's also Thurston Howell's nephew, and he does work with all the newer
like
artists.
Lil Tecca, a lot of these new rap.
Okay.
Rappers.
They're not boom back, so don't.
Yeah, yeah.
Nah, just the name sounds familiar though.
Zay Skills, well, that's Golden Child's son.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and it's Thurston's nephew as well, but Yeah, I post some of his stuff on my page as well.
Maybe that. I mean,
But he's
it's-
pushing the movement to another direction, which was crazy to me. We went to one of the shows he put on, and I was just happy to see how it's different. It's not how we did it, but it's a whole nother. I didn't see it the way it could be, the way he has it popping, with the beat battles, DJing, rappers. Like, it's a whole vibe. It's a whole different vibe.
Yeah, I mean, the younger kids have an ingenuity about them that allows them to get shit done. You know what I mean? And they're amazing, and they can do a lot of different things.
Yeah, they
You
can
know?
make beats on their phone.
They can do a lot of different stuff. They're geniuses. So I feel like we fucked up in not really guiding them in a little bit of a way. So now that's just like, but yeah, man. I mean, definitely the young kids can put it on. So one thing I want to get into is just like you guys both work with kids. I mean, like keep the lights on. I mean, how is that like? And that's to me. I didn't know that, but I think that's amazing because it takes, to me, solid people to be doing that. You're dealing with people, the next generation and stuff like that. So like, why do you guys do it? I mean, I know it may have been as just a job, but to me, if you've been doing it for a while, I think it would seem that there's something that comes from it. Because for me, the most rewarding job I ever had was when I worked with autistic kids in Philly, and I was making $13 an hour, but it was the greatest job I ever had because I was making an actual difference. I mean, like the parents were telling me, like, hey, he doesn't like just run across the street no more. I'm like, word, like, you know what I mean? Like, he waits now. I'm like,
It's
all right.
those little things. Yeah, those little
Yeah,
things are
like,
big. Those
he
are
doesn't.
big.
He didn't almost get hit by a bus today. Like, so.
Yeah.
So like, how's that impacted you? Why you guys do it? I mean, like, like a little bit there.
Well, for me, it's telling me to practice what you preach. Because when I was growing up, it was do as I say, not as I do, and that was a bold line for me. Like, I didn't like that at all. So for me, it's like I'm gonna tweak that and practice what I preach and be on my best behavior. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm telling this kid, this is how you this is how you should act, or this is how you should react or respond, or whatever, I better be doing the same as myself. Like, and it's difficult. Like, it really is. Practicing what you preach is not as easy as I thought it would be. And typically, like, they keep me on my toes. So some days they'll show me what I look like or what I forgot my character defects were when I was that age. Because sometimes you forget what you were like. And you see, when I see it happening in real time, it bugs me out. Like, wow, I needed to see that. Like, I'm not clear on that. You need to go apologize to this person in your life for how the way you acted.
Right,
You know what I mean? That's just for me. It's like a reflective thing. It's challenging though. It's challenging.
Yeah. Now, I mean, like I said before, for me, I stumbled into it, man.
Right.
I didn't have no plan on doing it. I had needed a job back when I started doing it, and my brother got me a job where he worked, and so that kind of what got me to working with kids in the first place. And then it just was like a transition where it was like, oh, I can make more money doing it over at the public school than where I was at. You know what I mean? So I went over there, but it became a thing where we're good at it, man. We the kids relate to us, especially out here in Framingham. I may not translate over in Wellesley or Sudbury or one of these other towns because the kids may not relate to me over there. But here in Framingham, the kids relate. We were a lot of these kids, man.
Yeah.
We got into the same trouble they got into. I was a little knucklehead. I used to get in fights, arrested, dealing with police, whatever. So for me, working with the kids, with the population of the kids we work with, it's like it translates over, man. Like we can give them little tools. Like, listen, man, all right, you can do this.
We did that already.
But,
Like,
I went down that path.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just telling you, this was gonna happen, and and they'll come back. You see a kid come back 2, 3, 4, 5 years later, like, yo, Mr. Evans, yo. Whoa, like, yo, you was right, or yo, what you gonna say? I told you so, or whatever. He's like, nah, listen, and it's just love, man. I love it, man. I love.
Yeah, we go to their football games, their basketball games.
Yeah, man. Like
their graduations.
Graduations.
A lot of teachers probably, or people in the community thought they weren't even going to make it past graduation. I just went to one graduation where the group I'm looking at, they were all looked at like that, and they all graduated together. And
So that's the thing.
For me, I got a little choked. I was like, wow, they really all grad. These are my pups.
Yo, that's
These are my
amazing,
pups.
you
Yeah,
know?
man.
I mean-
Because these kids were trouble.
That's amazing.
But they were just living on, they were acting out because what they had going on at the time. You know what I mean? They were going through it too.
That's amazing.
They were going, especially with this COVID thing now. A lot of these kids, there's a lot of COVID babies now.
Yeah.
So there's another wave of stuff that we're gonna be dealing with.
Yeah.
And we see it firsthand, and it gets to be a lot. Like I'll come home acting like them sometimes, or skibbity saying whatever.
well,
it is.
yo.
I'll go home saying stuff and not even knowing it.
Yeah,
and people will be like, "Yo, you acting like them 12-year-olds." I'm around them all day, but I catch them using our slang words. I catch them acting and saying things that we say, or listening to music we listen to. So it's an even exchange, really.
No, that's amazing because like when you can relate to them, it helps, man. I mean, you see, okay, and then just they're like me. That's what the kids do.
Identifying.
Of course.
Instead of
man.
comparing, you identify.
Yeah,
with
it's
it.
like, yo, I've done that. It doesn't end well. Here's how that ends. I always tell kids, play out the tape.
Yeah.
Play it all the way out.
tape.
Play it out to the end.
Yes.
And then,
Playing out the tape.
you know what I'm saying? Camarah, Walleed, Ajax, Low, we're here.
Yo.
Great Big Recording Studio, Framingham,
Trash,
Massachusetts.
B. Yo, it's trash, B.
What's trash? What's trash? Okay, fuck it, yo. What's trash be for y'all motherfuckers? What's trash be?
I want to see more older heads doing music. That's trash B if you're not. All these old artists need to still make music.
Yeah,
That's just me personally.
I definitely say it's trash. People saying, "Oh, y'all some old heads. Y'all shouldn't be rapping." That's trash.
Yeah, because that's trash B. Like I'm
do what I
pushing
want.
50. Hip hop is only a couple years older than me, so that's trash B. You think I can't still do rap when the genre isn't even older? Like only a couple years older than me.
Yeah, we also have to remember that, like, in the grand scheme of things, 50 years isn't a long fucking time.
Nah,
Like,
nah.
it's a blip on the radar. It's not like, I mean, if you look at civilizations and things, movements, the first 50 years are like, that's the beginning. Like, that's all, when all the fuckery happens anyway. And, like, first 100 years sometimes. So it's not even like, you know what I mean? So it's like 50 years. That ain't shit.
That
You know what I mean? Like,
It ain't. It's just the beginning.
it's really nothing. Friolito, what up?
Yo, what up, freak? Yo, you need to come out here. Sunday's asking for you, man.
What up?
You're supposed to come up here.
What up? We got Camarah, Walleed, Ajax, Low. What you popping right there? What you got? You got CDs.
Oh, yeah,
so
we
what's
got
you? First of all, I can't keep up with you, man. You drop a lot of shit. And
We got the Indica
there's
Jackson.
a lot, turn it upside down, the other way.
No, that's yeah.
Yeah.
Indica Jackson #2. That's online right now.
Where?
On all platforms. We got the part 1 available on all platforms.
Woo!
You know what I mean? We got the Alive and Well available on all platforms.
That's my shit.
This is just gifts for my man right here
That's
carrying the culture.
That's my shit right there.
Tamal. That's Ajax Low as Jackson. You know. We got custom colorways on
That-
all digital platforms.
That came out. That's
That's
a
like what
20. You dropped so much shit, yo.
Symbiotic Souls. Featuring Camarah, Walleed. Actually, Camarah, Walleed's on all of them anyway. Camarah, Walleed, and Jackson. And it features all the Havok House. You know, shout out to Power and Grace, God Forbid, The Handsome Devil. Production by Mateo Getz, Zay Skills.
So, all right, let's stay on the low shit for a minute. Like, what's the biggest thing, like, or like what, like why the low shit for y'all? Like, in I mean, you said, because we talked a little bit about it before, but like, why, like what is it about the culture? You guys rep it hard, you know what I'm saying? And you know, that's why.
We were brought in under Thurston Howell, that's why. So it's like, we were already on the polo. He was more Eddie Bauer.
I was Eddie Bauer. Yeah.
But again, like the culture isn't just polo anyway. It's anything fly.
I love
it.
Eddie
could be
Bauer.
the butter soft look. Yeah.
I love
the Eddie Bauer look, the Nautica look, the polo look. I wore polo like a little bit, but when I met Vic, I stepped my game up because he even showed me the pictures of all of them rocking the low, and it made me want to go get it. So that's why the low, and it's never changed. Like it's always been hip. Like it's never gone out of style.
I was thinking that was just very timeless. You know what I mean?
And it's known not even just with the hip hop. It's known with the house music. It's known with the rich people on the golf course.
What's wild is now you see the young kids, even out here, man. All the kids got the low. It's like it's wild, man.
They love that. So it's not. I love to see it. I love to see it with the big pony, the little pony. It doesn't matter to me as long as they rocking it right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Shout out to all the low heads out there. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I like it. My for me, like you said, it's about anything fly. So I love a lot of polo, but because I was in the outdoor industry for a long time. I have to make sure I get a lot of stuff that's like technically works.
Yeah, I see
like
you with
the
the North
elements.
Faces,
Like
the
I
North
got
Face,
like
the Columbias.
and all that stuff, Marmot, Patagonian stuff. I like because I like being out in the elements. So it's like so with some of the stuff, it's like it also has to be functional. Salute to everybody in the chat.
Salute the chat.
We'll be having this up soon. Came all the way up to Framingham to catch these cats on fucked up I-90. Yo, I'm still hot about the.
Is it really that bad?
Yo, listen, man, my shit was like just bouncing the whole time. Like it was just, I was switching lanes to avoid like giant ass crevices and shit. Like it was. Yeah, man. Salute to my man App. You know what I'm saying? We caught up yesterday down on the water. It was hot as fuck. It's hot as fuck today too. Yeah. So music wise, so you guys did the I heard about you. Do you remember, like, I was with Rap FM?
Yeah.
So that's how we linked up. Like,
yeah, he did the volume. That's how he did the volume. He took my volume and made it sound
okay,
better.
you did so I was with Rap FM. We were doing a segment with Weekly Rap Gods called 60 Seconds of Flame.
Yeah, he's the one that helped me out with that.
Oh, word.
Volume. He took my volume and took out all the extra sound.
Great Bear Recording Studio,
that's where I
Framingham,
recorded
Massachusetts. They hold it down for a lot of people in the industry. So yeah, man. So that's where I first linked up with you. Big up Bad Seed, man. What up?
Bad Seed from
BK.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He was on the Game Records. The Game. Remember how Game had a record company? He had a single out.
You talking about when they did like the Eminem joint, the Game?
There was a couple dudes. I think he had his own single on that.
That Bad Seed with Gene. He rocked with Gene Gray and Pumpkinhead.
Okay, yeah, of course. Rest in peace, Pumpkinhead.
So
yeah.
rest in peace, Pumpkinhead. Yo. So what was he fucking talking about? See, the lies be getting wild sometimes, but it's fun because this will be we kind of leave this shit in the bill because it's for us. It's not interviews. It's just conversations.
Yeah,
man. You know what I'm saying. So it is what it is. But music wise, yeah, that's why I linked up with you, and then I heard you first on the Good Night Irene shit, which. I still permanent rotation. I lost my mind on that shit, and fucking that was a wrap for both of y'all. You guys compliment each other well. So, music wise, you guys working on anything now? I know life is moving. We got kids. We got families. Like what's good?
Well, right now we're gonna start putting all our older music from the early 2000s. We're gonna put it on digital release. So people can have that. So there's the Havok House, Legacy Begins, Havok House, Declaration of Independence. Then there's 3 albums that I have solo that we're going to upload. July 4th is going to be the first one for Declaration of Independence. It's going to be available on all digital platforms. And then right now, we're taking a little.
Yeah, I mean, man, I'm actually back. Like I said, I'm back in school, man. Finishing up. You know, it's never too late to finish your degree if you want to do that.
Wait, say that again.
It's never too late to finish your degree.
People need to hear that.
So, you know, I mean, it depends on what you want to do. Now, it's not for everybody. Trust me, I hate school, man. I was never no school guy, but to get more bread and where I'm at, I needed to do that. So that's what I'm doing. And I have kids. My daughter just graduated this year. She about to go to college. And you know, just. So I'm a little slow on the music tip. Like I'll come off the bench and say, "Hey man, I need a 16 for something."
Yeah,
cool.
He's good for that.
All right, you like Jamal Crawford? Come off the bench, cross him up real quick.
And no disrespect, like I got a bunch of projects that dudes is waiting for, and I apologize to everybody, man, because
his Instagram's down.
Yo, my Instagram's gone. So Camarah Walleed at Gmail if you're trying to get at me. But I got some stuff that I've been working on. It's just taking me some time to get it all out, and I'm gonna put out some stuff. But yeah, man, I've just been real busy with that school stuff, and but you need a quick 16, cool. I hit you, bam, and see you later, man. And shout out to Mike Titan too, man. That's my guy.
Mike Titan.
Oh, word.
Jay Vengeance.
Jay Vengeance.
Don't forget Jay Vengeance.
Yeah, big up Mike.
We got
Mike
Chosen
Titan
over in Ireland.
Chosen, yeah.
Big up Mike Titan, yeah.
My people's in Philly, the Lomerta,
So yeah,
Shout out to Los Loren.
so you're moving a little slower,
Lovox.
but it ain't.
Shout out to
no.
Lovox too.
Oh,
We
Lovox,
still
right.
we network with all the low life rappers as well. So shout out to all of them as well.
Dope. Big up, big up to our people's New
Orlando,
Juricans. You know what I'm saying? That's
they
family
tight.
here.
I seen them perform at the Basel, our Basel. They killed it.
Oh, you saw them there?
Yeah, I saw them there.
Oh, yeah,
perform
they-
live. They killed it.
Hey, nice. Yeah, that's
Shout
my,
out to
that's
them
my
too.
fan, yeah.
Shout out to them as well.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
flicked it up with them. They're mad cool.
Yeah, they're mad cool. I mean,
Planet Asia.
yeah, and it's funny because like within the whole low life spheres, there's different vibes and different energies and stuff like, and so I typically end up vibing with like the Jersey cats a lot. Like
Those
you
are
know
all
what
my
I'm saying?
favorite rappers.
Yeah,
from Jersey.
like the
Ice-T was from Jersey.
Originally, yes, sir. People forget
Redman,
about that.
Tretch.
People forget about that. Ice-T is so hip hop, man.
Yeah.
That motherfucker, B-boy and everything. He's that dude. So, all right. So, you're doing it. And listen, and it's very important you say you're doing a school thing, man. You know what I mean? Because it's like you do the music and stuff, but you know, life goes on, right? So, but why do you guys? We talked about this a little earlier. Why do you guys still do this? Because people, like you said, the trash thing is, oh, why are you still doing it at 50? But why do you guys still do it?
I look at it like NBA dude that retires, right? He retires. Did they stop playing basketball? No, they still go and play pickup games or they big three, whatever it is. They doing, you know what I mean? They still playing. For me, I've been making beats since I made beats first. So I've been making beats since I was 13, 14 years old. I always will make beats, man. I always will write. And so it's just something, and then you put it out. I mean, now you can put it out yourself. You ain't got to have no big companies and nothing like that. You can just put out your music.
And streams don't matter.
Yeah, and if people rocking with it, they rocking with it. If they're not, oh well.
It's not the quantity, it's the quality people who listen to
I'll
it.
put it out there. That's because I like to do it, man. And I may not put it out as much as, you know, as maybe other people, but wait till I'm done with school. You see what see what it is. But nah, you know, it's
artistry. It's like
man.
doing art.
It's like
you're not
drawing
gonna
a
stop
picture
drawing.
or
You're
whatever.
never gonna stop drawing or painting. So it's the same with music. Trust me, believe me. I tried to stop. I can't stop. I try to quit rap. I try to like stop making music for a while, and next thing you know, I'm writing and hearing new beats, or someone will hit me up.
That's the thing. You hear a beat, be like, oh nah, I gotta get on that.
Yeah.
Like, yo, that's.
Let me ask you a question though. Don't you think it's unfortunate though that like you thought about trying to stop for what reason? It's like it's built
It's
for whatever
frustrating.
reason. For whatever reason, it seems like it's built into hip hop that like any of these elements that after a certain age, like you guys aren't athletes. You know, it's not even b-boying, right? Like you should be sharper now than you were 20 years ago, right? The
Sure
mental,
did.
you got more subject matter, more things to talk about, more experiences. So why is it like it's crazy?
It's time consuming too. Like you have to like, for me at least, I'd have to like when you have kids and you have responsibilities, it gets in the way of that. You know what I mean? It's like I would love to just be writing all day, or as corny as that sounds, I'd love to be listening to beats and writing like I used to, but I can't do it like that. And if I want to put out something, I'd want to do it to its best.
That's the
quality.
thing for me. That, like, when I put out if I work on an album, like I really gotta focus in on it. And if I can't give my full attention to it, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Now, like that's why I said you need a 16. Cool, I can do that. But to focus on songs and albums and concepts and all that, it's a lot of energy for me. I'm not one of them dudes that dropping. You know, some dudes that drop an album twice a year, and I respected them that can do that, man. But for me, it takes a little more time, man. So that's you know, that's what it is, man. You know.
No, that makes sense. I mean, like, you know, because some guys drop like albums like every other week or something.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's not all quality
Nah.
either. You know
And
what
let
I
me
mean?
clarify too. It's not. I didn't want to quit rap because I thought it was for old. Like I was getting old. It was because I didn't have the patience. Because when you're working with other people, you got to deal with their time schedules. You got to be accepted. Like I get mad when he has to go. He's doing something positive, going to school, but it's like I need more. But it's not about me. He has to live his life. I got to live my life. Or he might need me for something and I can't do it. Vice versa. It's about like that's why I try to quit rap, because it's like what's the point if I can't do it the way I want to do it? I don't have the avenues that I need.
Right. Key member missing from this conversation right now. Big up to our man Mateo Getz.
Mateo Getz.
He's supposed to be here so we could fuck with him.
We're gonna lock him out the studio.
Yeah, we're gonna lock him out the studio. That's what you guys seem to how you guys seem to treat each other. So whatever.
That's our love language.
Yeah, okay, whatever. So I got you, but big up to him. He's holding it down, getting that paper right now. We about to get out of here. It's been fun. Havok House, Low
Shout out
Lives.
to France Low too, by the way, and Rack Low, Vic Low, Low Zone, everyone.
Whoever else you want to shout out, but yeah.
Shout out to Mass.
Appreciate y'all. We're gonna get this up on the YouTube channel once it's all edited out and everything. We'll be back soon. CTC, Havok House, Low Lives. Peace, y'all.
Don't be trash, B.